Well, Harrison, I wanted to toss this over to you as well. Have you also seen this in Phantom Forces? Like, could you identify maybe like what your players are trying to do every session, every week, every month in your game? Maybe walk us through that a little bit.
The short-term, long-term, and mid-term goals in Phantom Forces.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we have some. So when you first start the game as a rank 0, your short-term goals is really just like unlocking a bunch of weapons. So you level up very quickly in the beginning, and then it slowly drops off towards your level 50s, level 100s. It slows down. Every rank you unlock gives you a new weapon. So that's your short-term goal. You want to unlock as many new guns as possible, and then that would let you try out new builds. And then as you're playing the game, you will notice that there are certain high-level weapons, maybe like rank 150 or 180, because the more experienced players are using them. And based on how we've designed our system, those become your own personal long-term goals. We don't tell you what your personal goals are, but
Yeah.
it's like if a weapon catches your eye, then you will hone onto that, and then you're gonna start
Mhm.
leveling up for that high-level weapon. And then in the meantime, you have these midterm goals. So one of the key aspects of our progression system is that once you've unlocked a gun, you still have an entire branch of progression to unlock through attachments. So attachments are huge because you can keep using that gun, and you get more kills on that gun, you unlock more attachments, and that lets you do creative stuff with that gun even long after you unlocked it. And one key important thing is you should not force people to choose whether they're working towards a midterm or a long-term goal. They should be able to do both at the same time, and this
Mm.
system lets them do that. So you can be working towards attachments on your current gun, so like this Type 20. As you're getting gun kills, you're also getting player EXP, so you're also leveling up to the next new gun towards your high-level ranking guns. And so you're having a lot of fun. Attachments, there's a lot of them. So there's like 5 attachment slots: your optics, barrel, underbarrel, other, and ammo. And in each slot, you have like anywhere from 20 to 30 attachment options. And you can swap these in and out as freely as you want. So when you think about the combination space that you can create, it's like 20 times 20 times 20. It's like in the millions. So there's a lot of combinations you can come up with. And this also means content can grow exponentially. When you add one gun and you have an attachment pool of like 200, then you've basically added like 1 times 200 like new things to unlock, and those all become your midterm goals and long-term goals. Like, okay, I'm going to unlock this gun. After I unlock this gun, I have this entire tree of attachments to unlock. And you add
Mhm.
one attachment. On the other hand, it's like, okay, we have 200 guns in the game. One attachment, they can all be put on these 200 guns. Again, that's like another reason to use all of these guns that you've already unlocked. So you're not like, you never really finish a gun fully
Mhm.
unless you have like 10,000 kills, which is a very, very long-term goal. And some players have reached that. Um, so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Well, that's really interesting. I mean, that's a lot to digest. There's definitely a lot going on there. But some of the things I wanted to highlight there, right, are like your major sort of milestones or whatever are unlocking a new gun. But then within that, there's a lot of different short-term goals that players can choose to do in order to feel like they're making progress or getting better or customizing your game in the way that they want to play, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's interesting. The other thing that you mentioned that I think is very interesting, and this is kind of a phenomenon that you see throughout most successful games out there, but you had mentioned, you're going along in the game. If you're me, you're dying a lot, right? And you get killed by somebody, and then you see what weapon they have. And maybe it was a very stylish kill or something, right? So in a way, your players start to act as an advertisement for one another on what their goal should be, right?
Yep. And that's
Yeah.
how we get them into the core loop. And like, okay, you have this gun that's really far out. It ties into our monetization system as well. It's like some people might want to skip that progression, just buy the gun outright. It's very tempting um, tool they can do.
Right. And, there's a lot of different options that players have in the game, but allowing players to see what other players have, can help advertise or highlight that system for a player that they might not have seen or considered before, right? So, it's kind of one of those try before you buy or advertisements for different features in your game when you integrate that social interaction, right? Yeah. So again, I said I think that you have one of the best progression systems on the platform, and that's definitely one of the secrets there is that social advertising.